Hi everyone. Today I have a very new and interesting product. This is a security camera from Xiaomi. Actually, it's from IMILAB. IMILAB Xiaobai Xiaomi camera. And this is an outdoor home security camera, and it's just released in China. And I got this from China. It works with the Mi Home app or the Xiaomi Mijia app. And it is very interesting because it has the function of a PTZ of up to 270 degrees. So that is quite interesting. Pan, tilt and zoom of 270 degrees of the outdoor camera is a very new one. So the features of this camera is, as I said, PTZ 270 degrees of rotation, and it has IP66 waterproof and dustproof rating. It records a 1080p full color as well as 15 meters night vision distance. It also has AI human motion detection and the pet alarm, and it also has some additional features like designated area and focus detection. Like you can designate an area inside the view of the camera, and only when a motion is detected in that area you will be notified. So this will be a very good and new feature. And it also has a two-way communication, and I heard that the audio is very loud, and it supports the Mi Home app. The view of the lens is 110 degrees, and it records with a video encoding of H.265. That is a very new and a very efficient one. It supports Wi-Fi as usual, but it also comes with a wired connection of RJ45 or LAN cable. The power input is 12 volts at 1 amps. So we can open and see what is there inside, and before opening we can see what is written on the box. So it says I don't know about these, but it says Wi-Fi and IP66 water and dustproof ratings. Here it says 1080p, and maybe this is the AI human motion detection. I think this is a designated area feature and night vision, and these are the specifications. As you can see, it's 788 grams, and the remaining I've already told you. So it's released in 2019, and the date of manufacture written here is 2019 November. So it's released just in this month, and that's it. So we just have to open and see. And the seller also provided me with this 64 GB micro SD memory card to be used with this camera, and this is a very good quality of class 10 with 100 MB data rate, and it is also from IMILAB. So let's see what's there inside the box, and we can set it up and connect to the mobile app, and we have to see. As you can see, it is very nicely packed. So as usual, it comes with a IMILAB card. I don't know what is the use. Maybe this is the link, and I think this is the Wi-Fi code or something. And these are the things that comes. So it comes with a power brick. It comes with a screwdriver. I think this is the sticker for mounting holes to drill the holes based on these locations. And I don't know what is this. We can check it. So this is the camera itself. We have to take it out. So this is the camera, and then this is the mounting base, and I think that's it. There's nothing else in this box, so we can keep it aside. These are the connections. This is the power input, and this is the RJ45 connector for the LAN connection, so you can get a wired connection as well instead of the Wi-Fi if you don't have the range of Wi-Fi. And this is the mounting base, and it comes with the user manual as usual in Chinese, because this is released only in China right now. These are just the basic information, and how to mount, is given here, as you can see, and how to get the wire through the mounting base, how to drill the holes, and I think you should give space for the tilt because it's going to tilt. It has a motorized tilt mechanism, right, of 270 degrees, so you have to give some space for that. And how to install the micro SD card, it goes at the bottom of the camera, and the remaining are just the specifications. Let's check the camera itself. I'm quite excited to see this camera. Okay, so this is the camera. So it has Wi-Fi antenna like this, and the mounting base is here. We have to see how to mount it. I don't know. So this is the rotation. I think it is servo or motor inside to rotate. We can see how to mount that. So these are the mounting screws, and let's check the power brick. I heard that they have provided a 5-meter cable. Okay, this is a power brick, and it is 12 volt 1 amps, and I think this is quite long. We can see it's super long. It is 5 meters as expected. So the seller also provided this adapter. This is the EU adapter, which is needed for my area, so we need to use this adapter to plug in. So this is the camera itself, and it has some instructions here, and the product ID, the input power. Let's peel this off, the lens protection for the shipping. So it goes off like that, and it must be having some night vision LEDs, infrared LEDs here. I think this screwdriver is provided to open this up, so we can open it up. And then the memory card goes here, the memory card, and then there is a reset pin, and it has some seal here, some rubber seal for water resistance, so that is quite good. And this is the speaker holes, so it is at the bottom of the camera, so that provides more protection to the speakers from water. We can put the memory card and then put it back. So this is the memory card. So we have the memory card here. It's a 64 GB memory card, and we can put it like this. Screw the cover back. The memory card is installed, and let's see how to mount it. We have to check the manual. Okay, this comes out like this. Okay, now I have figured out how to mount the mounting bracket to the camera. So we have to use this one that they have provided. So we can unscrew this part. So first unscrew this, and then this one comes out, and we have to put this through. So after putting this through like this, put it back in, and then we can screw it back up like this. When you want to rotate the camera in any direction, you can rotate by untightening this part, and then you can tighten it back, and then you can move it. So now it's fixed. This part should go here like this, and there is a place for a screw here. So the screw is provided in these screw bits. So they have provided two, and then we can screw this here like this, and that's it. So now basically your camera is now ready for mounting. So let's discuss the other parts. When you have a RJ45 connector here, and if the water goes inside, the communication will fail, so it needs to be watertight. So to make it watertight, we need to use this part. So let's use an example like this. So we have the RJ45 connector here, the LAN cable. So if you want to connect it like this, so it fits nicely, but it's not waterproof, so we need to make it watertight. In order to do that, we have to use this part. First we put the cable through this piece here. So first you put through the cap, and then protection cover. So in order to put through this cap, you need to align properly inside, because they have some cutout for the RJ45 connector to fit. And then you connect here, but before connecting, we connect the o-ring like this, and then you connect and you tighten it. When you tighten, the o-ring is compressed like this, and then it's a watertight seal. And for this part, they have provided this compressible spongy type thing. They have a cutout here, so it goes inside, and this part goes outside. Put it back in like this, and then you tighten it up. So when you tighten it, what happens is it's compressing the sponge, so it's a complete watertight, and this is very nice. Now what we have to do is we have to power up this camera and see how it works. So I'll power up the camera now. So there is a light here. Can you see the light? So now it's rotating. So it's producing the similar Chinese sound that we have seen in so many other cameras. It basically means ready to connect to the Wi-Fi. So in order to do that, we have to go to the Mi Home app and connect. So I have the app now here, as you can see, and it should be in the Chinese location. So that is because this camera is only supported in the Chinese location. And then we can detect the nearby devices, and it has detected the IMILAB security N series camera. So we can select that one, and it is asking for the Wi-Fi, and we can provide the Wi-Fi that we have connected, and it's asking to bring the phone closer to the device. So now it's connecting. Okay, there is a problem because it is telling us to enter some password. It is telling the password in Chinese, and I don't know how to translate that one. So it's failed to connect. So finally the camera is connected. So it's still connecting. So now it is finally connected. We have to select a place. So the problem with this connection was everything was easy initially. It asked for the Wi-Fi, and I tried to put the Wi-Fi, but the problem came when this device is pronouncing a 4-digit code but in Chinese. So we have to enter the 4-digit code in the Mi Home app, then you can connect to this camera. But since the camera was telling the digit code in Chinese, I cannot understand Chinese. So what I did was I used a translator, Google Translator, like this, for example, and then you can press this voice button. So when the camera was pronouncing the code, then you can press this voice button and it will record the voice, and then it will try to translate it. I had to do it several times because the translation is not accurate. So every time you enter a wrong password, it's going to change the password. That is kind of good in some sense because some of the digits cannot be translated by the Google Translator. So when it changes, it can translate, and finally I got the right one. This is how I connected, and it is quite a very difficult process. So I did not expect this one, but they have done that to enhance the security. I understand that, but before the release of the English firmware, I think it is quite difficult for anyone to connect it. So now it has been connected. Now we can see the camera, and you can agree the user agreements. We can actually see what are the functions in the camera. So let's try to install the camera first, and then we can check out the functions. Now let's check the settings of the camera. This is the camera, and I have installed it outdoors. There are so many settings here. The first one is the home monitoring setting. In the home monitoring setting, you can turn it on and it will detect some motion. It has already detected some motion here, as you can see. So it is recording that and then uploading to the cloud. So this is being uploaded to the cloud for free for 7 days. So initially when you buy the camera, this will be turned off. So you have to turn it on using the home monitoring setting. And they also have the key area care. So the key area care is for selecting some of the area in the screen or the view, and then you can turn it on, and then you can add up to 6 key areas like here. So you can add some area here like this. The area is to be monitored, and this is a very nice feature. You can also turn the camera and then monitor another area. So you can save this area, and if anything happens in this area, the motion detection will trigger and send you a message. But if anything happens outside of this area, then you are not notified. So this is a very good feature in this camera, and I like this feature a lot. And then you can also set the key area alarm. So if anything happens in the area that you have selected, then it will sound a very loud alarm in the camera. You can also select the monitoring period. You can select 24 hours or a custom time. You can also select the alarm interval. You can also use the push notifications. So when a movement is detected, it will send you a notification on your mobile through the app. So this is the home monitoring option, and then in the playback option, you can see the recordings of the camera, and you can see what are the recordings that is available. There is the voice option. This is a two-way talkback feature, so you can also hear from the other side. So we can now go to the top right corner, and it has a camera settings, image settings. So in the image settings, you can correct the lens distortion. The wide dynamic range can be turned on, I think. So once you turn on the wide dynamic range, I think it should be better quality, and you can also rotate the image. And Next one is the night vision settings. So you can select the night vision modes here. You can also restart the device from this menu. Manage storage. So currently it is in the always record mode, so we can make it to only record when motion is detected. This is the best option, and it also saves a lot of memory storage. And in the firmware updates, as you can see, there is a firmware update right now, and let's try to update the firmware. Firmware is updated to the latest one, so that is quite good. Another feature that I want to share with you is this feature, the personal hotspot setting. I found out that this feature is when you connect the camera through a RJ45 LAN connection, a wired connection, then you can use this camera's Wi-Fi as a hotspot for other cameras as well. So if I had connected a wired connection, then you can use this setting. So you saw the camera, so it's quite good. And another thing that I want to discuss is the mounting. So this is supposed to be wall mounted, so you have to mount it like this. And in order to mount it with a wire, because this camera is going to rotate, and you cannot just fix this wire because it needs to rotate until a certain angle. So in order to facilitate that, you have to put your wires through here. Can you see the black mark here and here? So it means that you should put the cables like this here, so that it can rotate. That's why they have marked this cable. And once you do that, then you can mount it on the wall like so. And it is good that they have provided the LAN connectivity, because sometimes outdoors your Wi-Fi network may be weak or even not available, so you can use a dedicated wire LAN cable to connect to the camera. And it also comes with the waterproofing, so that's quite good. There are several disadvantages of this camera right now. One is the firmware. Because of the firmware, the connection of the camera to the app is quite difficult, because it's going to pronounce a 4-digit code in Chinese, and you need to understand that. You have to use a translator like Google Translate to translate the voice that is being pronounced by this camera, and then we have to enter that 4-digit code into the app to connect. So that is one big disadvantage. And but I think that will be solved really soon, because they will be updating the firmware very soon, and this device is just released uh, in this month, so it is quite new. So we have to just wait and see, and if there is any update, I will tell you and let you know. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.